Hey guys, happy Saturday. Just wanted to do a quick topic. Why has Zaddy largely ignored the divester movement? I mean, you see, this movement has been going on for years. Probably 2 years. Intensely. Some women said, "Hey, they started 20 years ago with a small group of black women," but you have programs where you have panels of women. Sometimes a live stream will have 900, 800 women, and I've seen some up to 1,800 women. And Zaddy or Brad or whoever largely does not attend. I mean, you may have one or two isolated incidents. And it makes me wonder, because if the flip were true, I could just imagine, a bunch of white women having a forum to say, hey, we don't like white men anymore, and, we like black men. Like, who could hold back that phone line? I mean, I could imagine, like, if there were 1,800 women there, there'd probably be about 50,000 men trying to call in, right? And joining and listening in. But that's not happening. We're having the opposite. We're having, no one call in, basically. And all of this speak of, Zaddy. And the funny thing I want to talk about the name Zaddy. Zaddy sounds like something like God. It sounds like something Zeus. And I kind of understand why someone would call someone Zaddy. Because if you think of religion and how they think of gods are never generally with you. There's something to be worshipped from afar. So is it that Zaddy is code word from worshipping white men from afar? I'm kind of thinking that. And also Brad. What's with this name Brad? I'm ashamed of myself, but younger times I would have watched Dynasty or Falcon Crest. I'm aging myself. Or Dallas. And Brad would be someone in, a nice sweater, by the fireplace. I could see him as someone who is, somewhere between upper middle class and upper class. So that's not who people generally get, right? Because our normal Brads today, they're nestled way in the suburbs, right? And they're not even in the regular suburbs. They're in the inner suburbs. Like, they have the buffer of the middle class people. They actually have a buffer suburb that you have to go further in to see them, and they live in like really nice homes. So have we created, or have the divester community created, these unreachable goals? Zaddy, who is some Zeus like god who is not with people, or Brad, who is some extremely high value white man. And if you look at it, the counterparts in the black male world, there is Becky and a Snow Bunny. And Becky is your regular next door neighbor. It's the girl next door. So it's someone accessible. So is it that the divester world is creating fantasy? Because I'm trying to tie it all together, right? And it seems like it's making sense now. You have a Zaddy who is godlike, who's not there with you, or you have a Brad who is completely out of your reach because this is an upper class person. So are we saying that within the divester world, we are creating a fantasy, and that fantasy is reinforced every time they have a program, and you have 1,800 women and not one white man calls in? And what that means to me is, where is the interest from Zaddy? Where is the interest from Brad? And without that interest, this movement is still trapped in blackistan. So this movement, the key themes are still colorism. The key themes are still about what's going on in the ghetto or with rappers or whatever. They're not talking about anything beyond that. They're still stuck in blackistan, because the truth is they're waiting for Zaddy to rescue them. But this sounds more like a fable and a fairy tale, and that's why this movement lacks credibility, completely lacks credibility. And it continually goes in a circle. And it continually tries to remind people why you need to stay in it, because there is a cultish vibes, because there is no immediate benefit or even medium term benefit from being in the movement. All that happens is that you constantly have to remind them what you need to move away from. There is nothing about what we have moved to. So people are not divested. They are constantly in a state of divesting. something to think about. Thanks, guys.